What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I do my 10,000 steps out here. As y'all can see, the weather, gray skies. It's not a gray day. It's dried up a little bit, though, at least. And I don't know. It's still kind of weird. I don't know what direction the weather is trying to go in. Just the other day, we was having flurries. Then we having rain. Then, just a little bit ago, it was hot enough to wear a tank. I mean, I just don't know what direction the weather wants to go in. 1 minute I can wear a tank. The next minute, I got to wear a winter coat with gloves. I ain't got none on today, though. So you can tell that it's milder, but still cool. Shout out to you guys, though, my subs. Thank you for joining along with me for the ride to 5,000 by the end of the year. Let's keep running that number up. And let's get into the topic, man. It's about Keith Lee. He's went viral unintentionally. And shout out to him, man. From Detroit. I love when my Detroit people are doing well. He's from the Motor City. He was doing MMA, and then he got into the whole food critic thing, and that really blew up for him. And he probably enjoys doing the food critic stuff way more, because this seems to be a far more lucrative and far safer way for him to make money. Well, actually, I don't know. Is it safer anymore? Let's get into that part. Keith Lee reviewed a restaurant. He got some sushi, and he was sitting there eating it, doing the review, and he didn't notice anything wrong. But a lot of people who watched the video zoomed in, and they saw the piece of sushi that he ate, something was wiggling. Some people say it was a worm. Some people say it was a parasite. And he didn't notice anything about it. But he came out mentioning something about it, saying that he was okay. And, he hadn't gotten sick or anything. And he left it at that. But then somebody ended up being hospitalized. But hey, let's actually go back before that. They being the restaurant, released a statement, and this was a lame excuse. This was a lame attempt at spinning what was obviously something wrong. Okay, a worm or something, at the very least a worm. They tried to say that it was the pressure of him holding the food with the chopsticks or something like that, and somebody was hospitalized. That's kind of what made Keith Lee come back out and make a statement. He said, this is going to be the only time that he speak on it. He said, he saw what they said about, him holding the chopsticks, and he said he disagrees with that because he is, he's had sushi 1,000 times and held sushi 1,000 different ways. He's never seen sushi behave that way. His words. But he never accused them of anything malicious. And the reason why I've mentioned that is because goofy Breakfast Club, but we'll get there. So he said that he disagreed with their assertion or their explanation, their BS spin of it was not something alive. But now they really backed themselves into a corner, because now they had to close down anyway because somebody got sick. So that lame excuse that they tried to give, that lame spin of, oh, it wasn't something that was actually alive in it. It was just him, the way he was holding it. That's not really flying. I've never really liked sushi myself. If I do get sushi, if you can even call it that, I get the shrimp tempura rolls. The stuff that I get, it's got to be cooked. I'm not really into eating raw stuff. I don't want to eat raw fish. I'm not like Liver King. I don't want to eat raw beef. You run the risk of that sort of stuff when you're eating things raw. And I think he understands that, which is why he really doesn't seem too bothered by it. But Keith Lee is pretty stoic and calm anyway. Even in a situation where he was being confronted and, his wife kind of being hassled, he was still calm and stuff. But his body language showed me if dude didn't get himself together, that Keith Lee would get him together. So, you know, you could leave Detroit, but you're going to take that Detroit with you, you know, and I'm glad that he handled it the way that he did. He stayed stoic, masculine, and just let dude know, you know, hey, look, you need to back up. You need to chill out or whatever. Because please believe, if dude need to crash out over his wife, he's going to. You know, if that's one thing that black men are going to crash out over, it's our wives, okay? Like, black men are definitely going to crash out over the women in their lives. I don't agree with crashing out over anything else, but our wives, our daughters, our mothers, bro, we will crash out over them. But so let's get to the whole Breakfast Club thing, man. The Breakfast Club, because it went viral. Of course, they were talking about it, and it just was silly to me how where they went with it was he was going to be sued. They weren't really criticizing the restaurant for serving him food that, you know, had a parasite or a worm in it. They weren't really critical of the fact that there's a woman that's been hospitalized. They talking about Keith Lee could look to be sued behind it. What type of stuff is that? Especially when he never even said anything bad. He gave them a glowing review. You know, you had the Asian guy at the restaurant, you know, doing the you know, the whole Keith Lee effect. You know, so he didn't do them dirty. He sat there and tore that food up, as I said, with something. And I mean, I don't know if dude was just hungry or not paying attention, you know. But brother ate that shit like it was the best thing ever, worm and all. So he didn't do them dirty in any way, shape, or form. And even when he did the follow-up video, he still really didn't say anything disparaging. He just was like, he's okay. He didn't get sick. People have said it's a worm. He doesn't know if it is or not. But, you know, he didn't say anything really critical of them. Even in the follow-up video where he could have been critical, he wasn't. You know, he's just like, okay, he's okay. So that just goes to show you why I don't like the Breakfast Club, man. They weren't always this way, but they are just so darn obnoxious now, man. They're like obnoxious about everything. Whenever a clip gets thrown my way, including the Breakfast Club, I'm like, let me strap in, man, because I know this is about to be a riot here. They about to say all the goofy stuff under the sun. It's amazing how Charlemagne is so critical of everybody else but his boy who sit across from him, who was out here scamming folks, you know. But I mean, you know, I guess that's to be expected, right? You know, that's the dude that he's sitting across from making money with. I guess he gonna pretend like his boy who sit across the table from him is just totally legit, totally up to up, but let you do the slightest little thing that he don't agree with and you get donkey of the day. Silly as hell, man. Let me get out here and continue these steps. Let me know what y'all think about this whole thing. That viral video, as I said, he went viral unintentionally, but those are the best moments when you go viral unintentionally. The people that be out here super thirsty, trying to go viral on purpose, they end up making some really cringe-worthy stuff. When things happen organically, I think that's when it's best. But I'll holler at y'all soon, man. Let me get out here and finish getting these steps in. Peace.